Hey everyone! In this video, I want to do another example where we will be using the midpoint formula. However, this example is a little bit different than the ones we've seen before. So in this example, I want to find the other endpoint. So my given information, I know I have this segment, I'm given the midpoint, I'm given one of the endpoints, I need to find that other one. So let's try that out. So here I'm given segment JK, and I know that the coordinates of J are 1, 4, and I know that the midpoint is at 2, 1. So let's just write down the midpoint formula so we remember what that is. So the midpoint is the average of the x values. So we add the two x's, divide by 2, and it's the average of the y values. So we add those together and also divide by 2. So what I'm given here, I know J, so I can say that this is x1 and y1, but I don't know x2, y2. So that's the information that I want to find. We have two ways to do this. I'm going to show you how to do this algebraically, and I also want to show you how to do this with a graph. So let's start with the algebraic method. So I'm still going to use the formula, but I'm going to be plugging in our information in different spots. So I know the midpoint. I know M is the point 2, 1. And then based on what I'm given, I know one of the x's and I know one of the y's. So inside here, let's say x1 is 1. I don't know what x2 is. I know y1 is 4, and I don't know what y2 is. So we need to figure out what values for x2 and y2 will make this statement true. So what would I need to plug in for x2 so that when I simplify this first fraction, I end up with this value of 2? Same thing for the y's. What value do I need to plug in for y2 so that when I simplify this, I end up with a y value of 1? We can solve this algebraically by splitting this up into two different parts. So that first part of the midpoint, that has to simplify to 2. So 1 plus x2 over 2, that needs to simplify to 2. For the y values, we know that that second fraction needs to simplify to 1. So this 4 plus y2, that has to equal 1. And now we can solve to find our midpoint. For both of these, the first thing I'm going to do is multiply both sides by 2. So that's going to give me 4 is equal to 1 plus x2. In the second one, we get 2 is equal to 4 plus y2. And then to finish up, subtracting 1, we get an x2 value equal to 3. And then for the second one, subtracting 4 from both sides, we get y2 is equal to negative 2. So that means our other endpoint, k, is the point 3, negative 2. So that's the algebraic method. Let's do this by taking a look at a graph. So I'm going to graph a couple axes here. And this is just going to be a little sketch. It doesn't need to be completely accurate. I just want to be able to graph these points well enough so that I get an idea on what this segment looks like. So it looks like J is at 1, 4, so maybe that's about up here. We'll say this is 1, and this is 4, so then this is point J. And then our midpoint is at 2, 1. So over here at 2, and then here at 1. So here's the midpoint. So now let's think about this a little bit. So if J is one of the endpoints, M is in the middle, so from J to M, that's halfway. To get to my other endpoint, it's going to be over here somewhere. Okay, so if I connect these together, the distance from J to M, that has to be the same as the distance from M to our other midpoint, which is K. And then we just need to figure out where this is. And we can do that just by looking at how far in the x direction and how far in the y direction we need to travel to get from one endpoint to the midpoint, and then we'll just copy that to get to our other endpoint. So if I take a look here, so how far in the x direction do I need to travel? So to go from J to M straight across, so I'm going from an x value of 1 to an x value of 2, that's just a difference of 1. And then once I get there, the travel in the y direction, so how far do I need to go here? I'm going from 4 down to 1, so that's a distance of -3. Now to get to my other endpoint, I just need to copy that. So now we'll go over 1 more, and we'll go down 3 more. So over 1 more, down 3 more. So our midpoint was 2, 1. From this x value of 2, if I need to go over 1 more, that takes me to 3. And then from this y value of 1, going down 3 units, 1 minus 3 is going to take me to -2. So 2 different methods, both very valid ways that we can find our other endpoints. Just be careful when you're looking at problems like this. You are aware that you are given a midpoint and only one endpoint. Thanks.